This is Jerry with the Sensible Survival Solution. And in this video, we're going to do a complete beginning to end ammo build for the 308 Winchester. We're going to start with the case prep in this video and move on to the other stages of the ammo build. Before we start, we got some simple rules that we need to go over. Everything you see in this video is legal where I live. Your responsibility is to research the laws in your area. Don't ask me to build anything for you. I am a individual, and I do not have a FFL, and I cannot manufacture ammunition or weapons. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions. I use the Hornady handbook for reloading that tells me the right measurements and loads. You should follow the guide that you select. And then finally, always wear vision and hearing protection when building ammunition or firearms. This is going to be a three-step video series. The first step for case prep is always the longest for me. It's the one that takes me the longest time of all the entire process of building the ammunition, and I think it's on purpose. I really take real care in the steps that I take for case prep. You should then choose to do how you want to do your case prep. I'm going to take a little bit longer. You can, and you may find ways that are faster than I. But nonetheless, what I do works for me. Now let's get started. Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at the different stages of the build process to build a completed 308 cartridge. By timing each aspect of this, the case prep and the trimming and the loading of the ammunition, you're going to get an idea of how long it will take you to build ammunition of the similar caliber. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my setup here on my bench. I have a Lee quick change plate that allows me to stick a different Lee press. In this case, I'm using the single stage press for the initial depriming and reshaping of the case. I like this because I like doing the single stage. It gives me the opportunity to really inspect the brass, make sure it's of the right size, shape, that it's got the right head space. I want to make sure of that before I go to the next stages. I really get a chance to inspect the brass. You'll need the primer tool. We'll have to go into the press. That's not something that I was told initially, but when you insert that, it makes sure that the primer that's being taken out, the spent primer, actually feeds into the catch well like it's supposed to. This is the 308 shell holder, which is going to then hold the case in place. And this is the 308 decapping and reshaping die. It's in a special quick change collet that allows you to go into the press and twist it, and it seals into place just like that. Now that's set. Now I've already got the right depth. I've already gotten it set, so that's all there is to that. I've got 20 cases here, but I want to explain what we're doing in this step. We're going to take the primer out, and we're also going to reshape this case. When the case is fired in a weapon, it expands into the firing chamber, so it comes out of shape. This step is going to put it back into shape, and what it does is it squeezes the brass, which then makes it kind of get longer. So in this case, I'm going to show you on just how far it does stretch. All right, this case now is 2.21, 2.021. So now we'll take that and go through that first stage, and we'll show you how it will then stretch that case back out. So I'm going to put the Lee case lube. I like to do them one at a time because I'm inspecting this case while I'm doing this. I'm not trying to be the fastest. I'm not trying to be anything as far. I just want it to go bang when I'm done, not boom. So now the primer pops out. It has reshaped the case. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the goo. And the next step of this is I use a Wilson case gauge. Now what this is going to do is make sure that the shoulder and the headspace is properly set for back to 308. What you're looking for is when this goes in to make sure that it's level with the top of the gauge. It's probably going to stick out a little bit on the bottom. That tells me I want to trim that, but that's the next stage. So now that case now has been reshaped. Remember we were at 2.021. Let's see where we are now. And in this case, it has stretched a little bit. We're at 2.0225. So it did stretch just a tad. That is going to require us to do a proper trim length on that. So now you've gotten the step here. I've taken it kind of slow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and do these 20, and then we'll time it to see how far we go. All right, last one here. And you also saw that one of those I put a little bit too much of the lube on there. And I just spread it between two cases, and that's no big deal. But you're seeing I'm going to do these 20 in less than 10 minutes. That gives me about 2 per minute. That's about my speed on this. So there's the 20 cases done. We had stopped that. Now 9:25, I say just 9.5. What we're doing now is we're tally up all these different stages. So we'll see how these 20 do in the different aspects. This was just the first stage. There's more to the case prep. I spend maybe a little bit more time than others do on case prep. And I'm comfortable with that. That's how I like it. I'm comfortable with the rounds that I complete. I have never had a misfire on any of these because I take time to make sure that they're done right. And in case you're wondering about this nice little case holder, I've been dumpster diving. That is a 45 caliber little plate that keeps up with all the cases when you come out of when you buy the ammunition. What I found is 45. It works well with 308, and 9mm works real good on the 5.56 and 300 blackout. So that's the first stage. This is the first step. Let's go now into the different other stages of case prep, and then we'll eventually swap out this press for the turret press to go into the actual loading of the ammunition. Thanks for watching.